I was extremely burnt out. I didn't want to touch a camera. Do I even want to do this career anymore? What changes can I make to my process to avoid myself ending up in this position again? This little case right here is a big part of that process. I'm going to let you look. Look at this. Check it out. I am now officially a 1/43rd scale model car collector. This one I got in Le Mans this year. This is the race winning Ferrari, number 50 Ferrari. So kind of cool to get the model car of the car that won overall. So pretty cool. Okay, new year, new sort of angle. I guess same setup, just a little bit different of an angle and sort of where lights are and stuff. I've become a bit addicted to moving that stuff around, and this one might make it just this video. It might make it several videos. So if you don't know me, if this is somehow the first video that you've stumbled upon, my name is Greg. I am a motorsports videographer. I have been for about 4 years now, pointing my video camera or my camera at race cars and then making content for various drivers, teams, and manufacturers. I love my job, but today I'm going to talk a little bit about the future, specifically the mistakes I made in 2024 and how I plan to address those in the coming year. At the start of 2024, I set a goal for myself just to grow. A bit ambiguous of a goal, but nonetheless, I wanted to grow my business, I wanted to grow my social media account, and I wanted to grow creatively. And by all accounts to me, it was sort of mission accomplished. It was a great year for my business. It saw me going all the way to the Middle East for the first time to shoot racing. I ended up in Europe to shoot. I ended up in Canada and Mexico. I spent a lot of time overseas, roughly 50 days or so outside of America. On the personal social media front, I grew my Instagram from around 10,000 to somewhere near 50,000 now. I started this YouTube channel, which saw me grow from 0 to 2,000-ish subscribers, which I thought was fantastic for my first year. And ultimately, just looking at the goal of growth that I had at the beginning of the year, I found myself pretty pleased by the end. But I also made a lot of mistakes, a lot of things that I sort of learned the hard way last year that hopefully I can avoid in the future, and hopefully you can avoid if you ever find yourself in a similar situation. I'm just going to start off with the biggest. So the biggest mistake I made last year was I said yes to almost everything. When you're a freelancer in this industry, you sort of have this sort of fear inside that all the work is going to dry up, right? And when you're, especially when your goal is to grow that year, you have a tendency to say yes to all these projects, no matter how sort of high that stacks your workload. Most of what I do is sort of contained inside of these events, these race weekends. So if my capacity during that weekend is 10 reels that I can put out, I was taking on 10 reels worth of work to be able to make that weekend. Now, why I do that? Well, obviously it's good for your bank account, right? Again, as a freelancer, you have this bit of fear, that the work is going to dry up, right? So I said yes to everything. I watched my bank account grow, and ultimately that recipe sounds pretty good. The problem with that template is it leaves very little room for creative growth. I'm the type of person that when I'm thinking about these transitions that I make or just different ways to be creative within my sort of industry, I need time to sort of think, to draw things out, to sort of have a plan of action. And when you take on sort of the limit at what you're able to produce, it leaves very little time, right? You're always on the go, always sort of thrashing to meet a deadline, leaving me very little time to think about new ways to do things. And as you probably could have guessed, by the end of doing a full year of that, I was extremely burnt out. I didn't want to touch a camera. I didn't want to touch Davinci. I didn't want to do anything remotely related to making videos. I even sank sort of as low as, do I even want to do this career anymore? And if I do want to do this job again, what changes can I make to my process to avoid myself ending up in this position again? Okay, now that we've got the venting part out of the way, turning on a more positive note, I spent sort of the first couple months of my off season traveling around with my wife. But during those couple months, I was spending time sort of deep diving into what I want or what I expect out of 2025. I spent time trying to figure out what I want to do with my business, and I spent time trying to figure out what I want to do with my social media, mainly this YouTube channel. And of course, as it always comes up with any creative, you start to ask yourself, why am I spending time making videos, talking to what is a camera in front of me, to basically nobody, to a few thousand people? And for me, I really, really want to hold myself accountable to my goals in 2025. And I find that sort of this is a wonderful way to do that. And so here are some of the changes I'm going to make to both my business and how I handle social media. First, I'm going to talk about social media. The harsh reality for me is that YouTube videos don't do anything to sort of help me financially. I don't make any money from these videos, and they don't do much for me professionally because I already have a career. I'm not an influencer whose job is making these videos, right? I could not make these videos and my career would be just fine. But unfortunately, maybe for me, I have a lot of fun making them. I have a lot of fun making tutorials for people. I have a lot of fun doing the live streams. I could be live streaming to 200 people and it's still just fun. That interaction level is something that I don't get on a lot of other social media platforms. Now, with that being said, I spent way too much time last year, specifically on YouTube more than anything else, trying to think about metrics and what was going to be successful, and I sort of said the word algorithm to myself and my wife way too many times. I tried to stick to a schedule that ended up diluting the quality of my videos, right? Because I felt like I had to get it out there to stay consistent. Because of that, I only had so much time, and it was a video that I wasn't really proud of. That leads to the ideas that I do have not getting executed to their full potential, and ultimately it just leaves us all sort of wanting more. So for 2025, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to make videos that meet a certain set of personal criteria. Number one being, do I enjoy making this? Right? Because that's, I think that comes across on the camera. If I enjoy making it, I think that comes through. Number two, is this content I myself would want to consume? And number three, does this serve a need? Does this video help somebody? Does it teach them something that I wish I would have known myself when I was just starting out on this motorsport filmmaking journey? So first and foremost, this channel would be mainly centered around tutorials, loads and loads of tutorials. Those are things that I really enjoy doing. I don't feel like an expert, so I don't necessarily always feel qualified, but nonetheless, things that have helped me get to where I'm at today. Number two, I'm going to continue making vlogs during the race weekends. I think my vlogs from last year have been centered too much around sort of the actual physical schedule of the weekend and not a lot of the BTS stuff. So in my vlogs this year, I want to share significantly more BTS and a little bit less about like, here's our practice, here's practice two, here's the race, things like that. So I want to be a little bit more immersive in the behind the scenes content. Now, as we put out this content, I need your help as well. I'm not interested in making stuff that isn't helping people, right? So as I'm making these tutorials, if there's something I left out or if there was something that you would like me to cover, please feel free. The comment box is almost like a suggestion box as far as I'm concerned. I'm very focused on building community in 2025. That's one of my big goals. All right, now moving on to some changes I'm going to make on the professional side of what I do. So as I already talked about, in 2024, I prioritized quantity over quality. I took on as much as I could, and naturally, you've only got so much time in a day. So it dilutes, in my opinion, the absolute top level that you can make down, and it just gets spread across more projects. I don't know how this is going to come across, but after years of grinding it out, it finally felt like I was in more demand. People were coming at me that had never come at me before, asking me to make projects with them, and I did not say no to anything. I let the fear of all of this drying up sort of guide my decisions, and I don't feel like I was at my best creatively. And a big part of how I plan to change that and put the priority back on the creativity is to charge more in 2025 and take on less clients. Now, with that being said, if you go down that route, you do have to produce on the quality side. So what am I doing to be able to ensure that I'm going to deliver higher quality videos than I did last year? This little case right here is a big part of that process, how I plan to deliver more quality next year. I'm going to let you look. It's not worked out yet, I should say, but okay, I probably need to explain, but this camera case is centered around action cameras. I want to do more with action cameras in 2025. I did some commercial auto work in the off season for a director named Wes Walker, who is a fantastic director, but a lot of the footage had a very immersive sort of action feel to it. And I became super inspired to try to figure out how I can bring some of that style into my own work in racing. And so I have everything in this case from suction mounts, I have roll bar mounts, I have various clamps and arms and things like that, all centered around action cameras and using them more efficiently in 2025. We are unfortunately not allowed to use GoPros or any action camera inside the car during competitive sessions. And while that is unfortunate and that is the low-hanging fruit, it does sort of force me to be more creative. So I like that challenge. I think that accountability of needing to find ways to use it is going to be good for me. I think it's going to be good for my creativity. And so a big goal for me this year, and something that I've obviously put a lot of time and effort in, is finding ways to use action cameras to create new and interesting looks in my industry. I'm excited to use this in Daytona. I'll mention or touch back on this after Daytona and see sort of how it went. So I'm excited about it. And this case is very important to me in 2025. Bam, there you have it. A motorsport filmmaker's view on 2024 and plans for 2025. Because I feel like I want to put stuff like this out there, I've accepted that not everything is going to be algorithm worthy, right? But as I said, I really want to build community this year. And I think part of that journey is being transparent in what I think and what I feel and what I've experienced. For me, it's full steam ahead. We have a few weeks until we get to Daytona, so we'll pump out a few more YouTube videos before then. I'm very excited about the next one, and the next one will be color grading user submitted footage over from Instagram, and I'm sort of interested in the challenge. I'm trying to challenge myself more in 2025 so I can just sort of level up that creativity, and part of that is getting footage from all kinds of different cameras and sort of filmmakers and seeing if it's that easy to plug my color in and sort of what I need to do and find new ways to overcome sort of issues that might come up. So full steam ahead in 2025. I'm feeling extra motivated. I had some time off. I'm feeling good. I feel excited about the new year. If you're interested in this journey or you're excited for some of the tutorials, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, do all the stuff that people say to do. I'm excited to get back after it in 2025. I hope you come with me on this journey, but until then, we'll see you in the next one.